Figs and
Bacon.
But I think you got to give a guy his flowers. And for a guy that's played as consistently as he has, like this seems like a very just reward.
The people in the stands had whiplash watching me run up and down the field.
Commanders family, we got the big dub out in New York. And you know after a W, we got to get into some highlights from right out in the Big Apple. Then we have Brian Mitchell pull up to talk about special teams and how important they are for this final stretch of games. Then, of course, it's time to turn the page to Philly. Me and the fellas will preview our Week 16 matchup against the Eagles. All that and more right now on Command Center.
And the last thing I hit, John, will be regarding Jaden, and we're going to sit him for the final 3 games. And I know your first question likely is, well, DQ, what went into that? And the answer is it was a lot, and part medical and part team. As of today, he still wasn't all the way cleared to play. So like last week, wouldn't have all the results until the end of the week, and then a short week next week with the Christmas game. So we believe this decision allows him to take advantage of the next few weeks in a different play. He wants to practice, and he will practice. He also wants to support Marcus in a way that Marcus has demonstrated and helped him. And so, I thought that was significant.
Fellas, that was our head coach, Quinn, breaking some major news on our quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Welcome into Command Center from the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. I'm your host, Brian Colbert Jr., here with Santana Moss, Fred Smoot, and Logan Paulson. Fellas, Jaden Daniels will not finish out this season, which means that Marcus Mariota is now our QB1. Yep. Logan, first initial thoughts about Jaden sitting out, but also about being able to see Marcus Mariota finish out the season for us.
Yeah, I was always the guy as a player, right, that thought it's important to play. And I think obviously with Jaden, the situation is a little bit different. Like hearing Coach talk through the schedule specifically, how it's a short week coming up. He's not quite cleared yet. I didn't even think about that, but that's going to be a huge part of this, right? In terms of making sure he's ready to go. And then you mentioned Marcus. Man, I can't wait to watch Marcus play football, man. Sure. He's been so fun to watch play this year. His mastery of the offense, his playmaking ability as a runner, as a thrower, he deserves this opportunity. Really excited for him. But again, the Jaden thing, the more you think about it, the more you look at the logistics of it, and how catastrophic would an injury be going into next season.
Yeah.
Let's leave it.
It'll be the total setback. Yeah. And this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to make sure you end this year on a plus, walking into next year with everything the way you planned it. Everybody available, everything done. I think you gotta realize the quarterback is the CEO. Yeah. Like the CEO of a team. And if your CEO ain't healthy, your season's not healthy. This season has not been healthy because our CEO has not been healthy. Now, I'm very excited to see Marcus Mariota finish this year, but I truly understand where Coach is coming from with that decision that he made with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I think those guys said it best, man. I'm not gonna lose too much sleep on it or waste too much time talking about it. I think it's just the best decision, for the team and for him as well. If you're thinking about the individual, then yes, you make sure that this guy is going into this offseason where he can really, truly enjoy an offseason. That means get full recovery, training, treatment, all that stuff, and then come back the next year and kick some behind. So with all that being said, man, hey, it's time for Mariota to go out there and finish it out strong.
You can't get better. You can't get better and try to get healthy at the same time. Mm-hmm. This what I always try to tell people. Like they always say, well, he need to get better. Well, no, I need to get healthy first.
If he's not right. Man.
Then I could get better.
And then when you have a backup like Marcus Mariota, it gives you that leeway because Marcus Mariota looked great against the Giants. Fellas, we got to win. I buried the lead. We finally got to win. And we get a win. I almost forgot too. When we get a win, it means it's time for some highlights. We ain't seen these in a while. It is time for Top 5, presented by UA Local 5 Plumbers, protecting the health of the nation's capital since 1890. And Chris Rodriguez did not play, so it meant that Bill Krosky-Merritt got a few extra tugs. Look at this touchdown right here.
Dollar bill, y'all. Get his man the ball. Get out the way. You see that cut right there? Excuse me, he got manners. That's what you want to see right there when you got to run it back. Look at the quickness and the burst in this hole right here. I love that. Keep doing that, Dollar.
A 16-yard touchdown for our rookie, but he wasn't the only rookie getting it done. Our boy Jalen Lane, the rookie wide receiver, took this one to the crib, and Tanner said it as soon as the ball left the punter's foot.
Got action. And when you kick a line drive line like that, every punt returner must make you pay, and that's just what Jaden Lane did. They kicked this thing short. They almost, normally we say you outkick your coverage. Yeah. They didn't outkick his coverage. They gave his coverage a chance. They didn't give these guys a chance. And with a guy with speed like that, man, somebody better be back there and protect that punter. He had no chance.
And it wasn't just our rookies getting busy. It was our future Hall of Famers getting busy as well. Another sack for Von Miller, Logan. He has looked great this season.
Yeah, man, this is just textbook, man. How many times has he done this in his career?
Yes.
About 135 times.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah.
Hand between the 7 and the 2, knock the outside hand down, and then the reach around with the left hand to knock that ball out. It's textbook, it's excellent. It's 1,000 reps on the track. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And he set him up on the play before that with the inside move.
Man. And Fred, you know what? Let's stick with some defense because Mikey Sanderson always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And he was here for that on this interception. 55 yards, Fred, looking like
I love it. Watch this. Show him that you used to play wide out, Mikey. Show him that you used the ball being in your hand, Mikey. Tell him that I can get there. Right now I can get there.
You ever do that, friend?
I did so many times. So many times. Listen, the people in the stands had whiplash watching me run up and down the field. This is what I like to see from my DBs. I hate to break the news to you. He's an outside corner, and he's a runner after he get the ball. I love what Mikey Sarah still is doing. His second year in a row, leading his team in interception.
Fred, what was your longest interception return? Quickly.
I think it was 69 yards.
74, 69, 74, 69. Moving on, we gotta go to 1-7 Terry McLaurin because he has been major for this offense, and he was real major on this play. Little spin move for him, Tanner.
They know good doggone well not to put a safety on him one-on-one. But think about it though, they came out there with that coverage. They had a cloud over him. They said, hey, we got 2 over here. We got cover 2 over here, so I will have help. But we put another guy over there in motion and made sure that 28 or 24 could have Terry by himself, and he did the rest.
All these highlights were great to watch, but it was even greater to see head coach Dan Quinn's victory speech, which again, we haven't seen in a long time. Let's check it out.
Hell yeah, man. Division tournament, all right? Keep on advancing, all right? That's where we at, man. What a cool win, all right? It's been as challenging as we've been in a long time, all right, for the last couple of months. There's nobody I'd rather do that with than the guy standing here, man. Tough, resilient, hard, all right? That's what it's all about. Jay Lane, all right? Big play, bro. First time since two touchdowns a year. First time since Brian Mitchell, man. So well done, man.
Stand up! I know I don't talk too much. Shout out to all the guys on the return team. Love y'all boys, man.
Hey, Jay Lane. What's cool, man? We said yesterday, man, this game's dedicated to one another, all right? Brotherhood game. It was, man, the whole way, all right? Everybody hand in that win, man. So enjoy it, man. Take a couple extra minutes today. Enjoy it. The feeling of a winning locker room, nothing like it.
An exciting victory out in New York. Now let's take a look at some of these winning numbers brought to you by Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. And Tanner, those winning numbers belong to our rookie wide receiver and punt returner, Jaden Lane. Now, Lane is the first returner in Washington history to score 2 punt return touchdowns since the one and only, our brother, Brian Mitchell, did it back in 1994.
You know, I like hearing those stats, but I also want to say he's the first rookie punt returner to ever have 2 touchdowns in a season. So that's not added with B. Mitch, because B. Mitch was a hell of a punt returner. He should be a Hall of Famer. But he's the first rookie of this franchise history to do that. And look, I had 2 punt returns, back in my green and white days with that same number, 83. So, man, it's such a joy to see this guy go out there and have a good day like that, man. Big shout out to Jay Lane.
Can't wait to see our rookie wide receiver continue to get it done. And honestly, our all commanders getting it done at Northwest Stadium this weekend when we take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And fellas, it's all NFC East from here on out. Here's a look at the next 3 games. Philly Saturday, Dallas on Christmas, and then we have the Eagles to end the season. What an upcoming schedule it is. But I gotta imagine our commanders are extra motivated. Now, it's time to welcome in the one and only Brian Mitchell for more on this Commanders special team and this matchup with Philly. This is your can't miss moment presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official partner of the Washington Commanders. Welcoming in Super Bowl champion and future Hall of Famer Brian Mitchell. We had to get the Game Day Live crew back together because both of you guys were great, not just on the field, but on special teams specifically. And we saw what Jaden Lane did, his second punt return for a touchdown. Y'all called it before it even happened, man. How great is it to see Jaden Lane really dive into that punt return role?
Well, I think when he was coming here, you heard all the things about what he can do, the potential he had. And you saw it in that first game when he had the 90-something yard punt return. But in this game, that first punt return, I thought he was going to come out of that one. And then as soon as it was kicked, Tanner immediately was like, oh, got accident. I saw it, yep. Because you could see him, and like I've always felt you attack guys. And he did that on both of those returns. As soon as you take that step upfield, those guys begin to slow down. Because most guys treat a trail technique to block, and when you start to slow down, now they can get you. I think what happens is Jaden, he started to come, and the thing I love about it, they have guys on special teams that are menaces. Those guys love playing special teams. And when they got on the blocks, he has a punter. Punter not catching him. You know, and you can see, he told me last week, he was like, I feel like I'm about to get one. And you know when guys start seeing, they sensing something in the game. They've seen something with the blocking. He felt it, and boom, it came for him the next week.
And Tanner, much like you've talked about how your rookie year, you used that punt return to get you more comfortable, get you acclimated, make a name for yourself and show people who you are. How important is that for confidence of a rookie wide receiver like Jaden Lane?
That's what I was going to talk about. I was going to say that, you know, I'm not, you know, I guess you can say I'm surprised a little bit because normally you don't come out the gate doing what he's doing right now. You know what I mean? It's rare that you get a rookie that's going to go out there and do what we drafted him for. You know what I mean? He might say, okay, I see the potential. Maybe next year. He's out the gate already with 2 of them. So that's what's, you know, giving me that joy just watching him go out there and do this as a rookie. I didn't get a chance to do what he's doing as a rookie. I did mine in my second year. Yeah. But that's what's special to me about him. He's doing it in his first year. And we were just talking about it. It was like, man, you know, they already voted for the Pro Bowl, but if they would have had one more week to vote, he probably would have been the guy because there's no other guy in our division that has 2 punt returns for touchdowns.
And B-Mitch, we talk so much about complimentary football, and a lot of that has to do with the special teams as well. Special teams has been a bright spot for us. How important is our special teams playing well, especially for this tough stretch of games we got?
See, not only does special teams help out on the offensive side, it helps the defensive side as well. You look at guys like Owens and Ballore. Those guys are going down the field knocking heads. Jeremy Reed, they give an offense a long field to go on. You know, and when our defense get to be at their standard, they're going to have a lot of luck, a lot more success because we don't give guys a short field for the most part on special teams. Tress Way flips the field. Tress was punting from like the 10, 12-yard line. He flipped the field. They all the way down on the 20, 30. That's a hell of a deal for your defense. But offensively, when you got guys like a Jaden Lane back there, they can do some amazing things where you got a short field for your offense or just take it to the house. Say, hell with it, we'll give you 7.
I said a couple of weeks ago, for these last few games, man, you know, we're playing against some teams, especially in our division, that, you know, in order for us to go out there and be productive, you have to be special in certain categories. Defensively, getting ball, you know, getting turnovers, and then special teams-wise, be special. You know, make a key play. Make one of those plays like Jaden Lane made last week. We should have a chance. When you get those in your game, 9 times out of 10, you win those games. So I'm hoping to see us continue this process through these last few games.
And you said it perfectly on Command Center Game Day Live. Find a way. Our special teams has found a way to get it done. And this is that chemistry and magic you will see every game day on Command Center Game Day Live. Here with Brian Mitchell, our guy. Appreciate your time, brother.
I appreciate it.
Now, when you look at this Philadelphia offense, they are putting up over 325 offensive yards per game this season. Running back Saquon Barkley has 940 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns on the season. Then you look at the passing game featuring Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. They are averaging 199.3 passing yards per game. Meanwhile, quarterback Jalen Hurts has just under 3,000 passing yards and 22 touchdowns in the season. Now, for more on this Eagles offense, let's sit inside the film room with Logan and Fred. This is Mission Ready, powered by Big Bear AI. Mission Ready AI for a rapidly evolving world.
Thanks, Brian. Fred, we're going to look at the Philadelphia offense, man. And the one thing I'm having a hard time with, Fred, is it's tough to watch sometimes.
What their identity is. Who are they?
Who are they? Let's take a look at this first play. So they're going to get to an 8-man box here. This safety's going to rotate down in here. And so this is a 7-man blocking surface versus 8 run defenders. This is a tackle for loss right here, like on first down. And this is how their offense looks. Kind of a muddy run, free run of the ball carrier, like, don't love that.
But they got habits. First down, they are like an 80% run team.
100%.
And then you see this backer right here he going across the line of scrimmage before he even see the ball go.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure, right?
They understand that they're going to hand the ball off on first down. They have no counter to it, so we're going to load the box, and we're going to dare you to throw it to man-to-man coverage.
So that's a great point, Fred. So all of a sudden they're in 2nd and 11, okay? 2nd and 11, what are we going to do? We're going to run a little short motion here, kind of an option route, up and out, little pull concept here. And Fred, why don't you come in the shot here? Come on, hang out with me a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then so then we're going to run this little pull concept, okay? And to me, you said this when we were watching the clips. Check this out. This feels late to me.
Yeah, but it's the perfect call, but bad execution. This ball has to be coming out now.
He's almost on the sideline, right?
Yeah, so he has no time to turn up and run and get some yak.
Yeah, so again, like, little tough on first down.
Yeah.
Second and long, tough. Third and long, man, this is it right here. So it's going to get man coverage across the board. And the reason we know it's man, Fred, is we're going to motion Jahan Dotson in here. We're going to match it. Obviously, man coverage. I'm picking my best matchup, right? I'm going to say, who's the guy that I want to throw the football? It's probably one of these guys on the perimeter, right? A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. No, not if you're Jalen Hurts. We're going to try and throw a seam ball in versus two man.
Under.
Yes, and it doesn't just look at the DB's position, right? He's in the pocket, right? He's right underneath here, right?
Yep.
He's hanging out. I got help over the top. This is a small window to throw the football. He loses control of the football a little bit here, sails it. Interception, okay?
But see, this is when the old Jalen Hurts needed to show his face and take off and run.
Yeah.
Like he's reading the field, but he's not believing what he's reading.
And so I thought, oh man, maybe it's the protection, right? Maybe the protection's holding up. This pocket is excellent versus this pressure they're getting here. So it's hard for them, right?
Yeah.
And how do I reconcile this that I see consistently on down to down with this, man? A guy in A.J. Brown who is an absolute beast. He's up here at the top of the screen for you. He's going to run a little out and up. And he just mosses the DB for a touchdown.
Not gonna get a lot of super separation,
but look at
the strongest hands in the
catch,
NFL.
Man.
Yes.
So they are explosive, no doubt, right? They can hit any explosive play. This is a 50-50 opportunity coming out of halftime, and it's like, we're just better. Why not do this more?
Different OC. Different OC.
Yep.
And the relationship between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, I don't even want to say it's fickle. I'm going to say it's getting ready to break.
Yeah.
The dam is getting ready to break because he wants more of this, and Jalen Hurts wants more of just methodically moving down the field.
Yeah, so I look at that and I say, okay, well, maybe that's just one off, right?
Yeah.
We got Devontae Smith up here at the top, and this is one of the best catches I've seen all year, right? It's going to be like kind of a cover 3 look here, maybe a quarters cover 6, and he's just going to run straight by a guy. I don't know a lot of receivers that can do this, Fred.
He is one of them.
And then look at that catch.
That's ridiculous.
So they have this ability to just be explosive at any moment, but they choose run. Hard completion on second down.
Yeah.
Interception on third down versus man coverage. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I think that's what A.J. Brown has been saying. Just give us a chance.
Yeah, give us a chance.
Give us a chance down the field to go make a play that you're not giving us a chance to. But you're right. People can't run like Smitty can run.
Smitty can run and then to adjust the ball like that. What coverage is that, Fred? It looks like cover 3 to me. That guy should be playing this top down, right?
Yeah.
He runs by a thirds player. He's
supposed to be the deepest person in this picture.
Yeah.
All right.
Runs by a thirds player. And so then I say, okay, well, like Saquon Barkley's been struggling, yards per carry way down, but he's still explosive at all outdoors, right? So we get to this 3rd and 1, right? They're running like this fake tush-push deal, which is still a big part of their menu. Look, everybody's packed in here. Let's stop the tush-push. All we do is we fake the tush-push, run a little pitch, and now we've got a running back who's 230 pounds and runs a 4.3 and can get to the perimeter. Right, Fred? I mean, we got hats.
With blockers in front, not touched. He goes untouched, 60 yards. Backs don't usually get that. B. Mitch know this. You usually have to break up at least 1 or 2 tackles when you're in that bunch, but he's clean. That jersey's clean.
Yes, and so I look at this and I say, yes, offensively they're having a tough time.
Yeah.
It's not super clean. They're having a difficult deal. But at any moment,
they got individual playmakers.
They got some of the best, still some of the best playmakers in the NFL, Fred. So it's funny because I want to talk bad about them, but then they do this every single week with a couple huge explosive plays.
Mr. Hyde.
Absolutely, man. Brian, I don't get it, but back to you, buddy.
Shout out to the dynamic duo Logan and Fred for breaking down this Eagles offense. Now, this will be the first meeting of the season for the Commanders and Eagles. The last time these two met was in the NFC Championship game. A different season for both of these teams, but no one has a better view on game day than our guy, London Fletcher, who is up in the radio booth calling each and every game. Big Fletch, give us some matchups you're watching for against Philly. This is your best seat in the house, presented by SeatGeek. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
All right, we got Big Fletch here, giving you my thoughts on this matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles Saturday at Northwest Stadium. When I look at this matchup, it's going to be run in the trenches. This is trench warfare, offensive line, defensive line. If there's any game that you have to win the trench warfare, it's this game. From a run game, offensive line-wise, you got to be able to move this defensive front of the Philadelphia Eagles. They love to play a 4-man front, try to keep those safeties back and play split safeties and try to stop the run with 7-man. Got to be able to run the football effectively against them. Defensive line-wise, Saquon Barkley, he's been a thorn in our side, not just the Philadelphia Eagles, but also
when he was with the New York Giants. We got to stop him first and foremost. We stopped their run. We're able to run the football, and I love our chances of being able to come out of Northwest with a victory.
Shout out to our guy, Big Fletch, for breaking down this Eagles team. Now, let's take a look at the season averages for both of the teams. Now, the Eagles offense hasn't seen the same success as they did in 2024, averaging just over 325 total yards per game and 115.6 rushing yards per game. The Eagles' run game was second in the league in 2024 behind offensive MVP Saquon Barkley, averaging over 179 rushing yards per game. Defensively, the Eagles are top 5 in the league in red zone defense. So fellas, let's take some time to dive in deeper into this matchup. It is time for Securing the W, presented by Hercules Fence. Security in every job. Logan, I'm gonna start with you because at the start of the show we talked about it. Jaden Daniels out for the rest of the season. It's Marcus Mariota time, but he looked good against New York. How can he build off that and have some success against the Eagles?
I mean, I think he's really looked good every time he's taken the field.
Yeah,
it's a testament to him, man. It's a
Yeah.
testament to him and his work and what he's put in and the professional that he's been. And, you know, you talk to people around the building, not only is he a great football player, but he's a great leader, great teammate. So in a lot of ways, I think he deserves this opportunity. And at points this year, like, he was playing better than Jaden. And I'm not saying that he's going to take Jaden's spot like that.
Definitely.
But I think you got to give a guy his flowers. And for a guy that's playing as consistently as he has, like, this seems like a very just reward.
No, I think it would have been perfect performances if he could just stop turning the ball over. It's like
exactly
every
right.
game,
Yep.
he has that one turnover that you be like, no, not that play, not right now. But other than this, no, running the ball, controlling the offense. That's why we're like number 4 in rushing.
Even the way he handles protections and stuff.
Sure.
Like, it's like he has a good mastery of this offense.
Good mastery of the offense, but also his ball handling skills.
Yeah.
He's topping the NFL when it comes to that.
I think it's just been his time. I mean, you know how, like, as much as we want to sit here and say it hasn't been that good for Jaden, it has been that good for him. And despite the turnovers here and there, you know, in certain games, man, he's just been on one, man. And he, like I said before, I can't say it enough that what a honor, what a joy to have a guy that we can sit back and watch and say, he don't make us, you know, wish that our starter was out there at times. You know what I mean? He's done such a good job to where you forget about, man, we have a guy that's just as talented, you know, and younger.
And it's been great to see Mariota rise to the occasion because these aren't ideal situations, right? Every week not knowing if you're going to be the starter, every week not knowing if Jaden Daniels is going to come back. But now things are a little different for Ed because now he knows these next 3 games, these are my games. I am the starting quarterback. That has to make a difference for a quarterback.
He got the steering wheel now. He know I control my destiny right now. I can play these games and show people I'm more than a backup in this league. I am the 33rd starter in this league. I can be a starter for your team. And there's a lot of teams that's going to be looking to replace some starters out there. And hey, listen, I think we forget that this is a former Heisman Trophy winner, the number 2 pick in the draft. He came in this league a starter. It ain't nothing that you can show him that he haven't seen before. He's prepared for everything. He prepares well, and he executes well.
I think the fact that he's been preparing so well, like not working with the starters. Right now he gets to work with Terry, gets to work with Debo, gets to work with whoever's that starting offensive line, working the communication with Heartache, and getting all those reps. I think it's out of respect for him. I think that this is like the appropriate decision.
And Logan, it has to help when we have a running game going. And we've talked about it endlessly. Rely on that run game, And Logan, we did that against New York, even without Chris Rodriguez. What do you expect to see from our run game this time, especially with Bill coming off another 90-plus yard game?
I will say this is a different animal, man. Philly's a different animal. They are not the same defense that they were last year. I think they're missing Hargrave. Carter's been banged up, 2 shoulder surgeries a couple weeks ago. Right, they've got some young, like they're very, very talented. But they like to play that light box, and teams have exploited that. So, I think you got to be committed, you got to be disciplined, you got to be physical, and a lot of it, Tana, is just an attitude thing. Like we are more physical and more downhill than you want to stop, and it's going to be tough. But you got to commit to it in a way that is going to be very unique to this season.
And you got to look at the edges. You got Nolan Smith on one edge, a guy that you don't want to run away from because he'll chase down on us. You want to run it. Brandon Graham, an older guy, not as good, not as stout against the run, but can still rush the passes. 2 sacks last week. So if I'm the offense coordinator, I'm Cliff Kingsbury, I want to run up these edges because they got 2 mammoth of a men inside right there. And I think if we're going to bail this hay and we're going to make that money, I think he's going to be running on the edge. A lot of zone scheme.
And Tana, each and every game, we're starting to see Terry get more comfortable. We saw he came back maybe a little bit too early, had to sit out again. Now he's back. He looks healthy. How can he take advantage of this Eagles secondary like we saw him do against the Giants?
I just think one of the things that stand out, I don't like to get too in detail when it comes to, he can match up well against this guy, he going to do this. I think for us and what Terry brings to the table, he actually eliminates a lot of that, I guess you can say, worrying for our other guys to have to worry about, seeing a double team or seeing a matchup that we wouldn't want them guys on. Having Terry in the lineup, you always going to know that they're going to put their best guy over there. If they don't put their best guy over there, they're going to make sure they find a way to double him. And with that being said, somebody has to beat man-to-man. Somebody has to get open. So, and then that's going to allow us to be able to run, offenses or our scheme that we would like to run. It's great, too, also just knowing that even with all that being said, somebody's doubling him or getting the best, Terry's still going to find a way to win. So I love the fact that he's back for us, man. He's made life easy for us to be able to talk about this offense. He's made life easy for me to be able to watch it because at sometimes I was sitting there like, I don't like what I'm seeing. Yeah. But having 1-7 on the field, just know that, man, he's coming to play, and when you give him a shot, when you give him that coverage that he's looking for, he's going to make it hurt.
And also, I mean, I think it's just as a football purist, Tanner, like it's going to be fun to watch him go up against Quinn Mitchell. I'm not saying Quinn Young's going to follow him around the formation, but that is a dynamic playmaker on the perimeter for them. And again, Terry just seems to raise his game in these moments. Like I think about the Patrick Surtain matchup, Fred, and again, him versus Quinn, man, that's like must-see TV.
One of the things I remember Bobby Ingram talking to me about Terry a couple of years ago, how intentional he is with everything that he does. Like it's like Terry's not going to go into a game and say, okay, this is a regular game. Yeah. I'm one of those guys. I go and get ready for a regular game. Terry's going to make sure He gonna pay close attention to who his matchup is and try to make sure he beat that guy.
Can't wait to see Terry and the guys out there. It's gonna be great to be back at the crib at Northwest Stadium. But if you're not at the crib, if you're at your own crib staying warm, here are some game day details for you so you can tune in. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. from out at Northwest Stadium. You can watch the game on Fox. But before that, you need to tune into Game Day Live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 3:30 p.m. And then during the game, you can tune into the radio broadcast with London Fletcher, Bram Weinstein, and Logan Paulson on Big 100. Big 100. Commanders family, you won't want to miss the second annual Corgi Cup during halftime of this week's game at Northwest Stadium. Now, here's a look at your competitors. We got Annie, Captain Red, Stanley, Bacon, Fearless Jack, Rocket, Comet, Callie Mae, and Destin. Yeah. Fellas, you see the names there. Yes. Who do you think's winning the second annual Corgi Cup?
I'm going with Bacon.
Bacon? Okay, Bacon, bro, who you got?
Fearless Jack. Hey, if he's fearless and his name is Jack, that's who I'm going with, first and last name.
We're on Captain Red. I was watching a little bit of tape earlier.
Yeah.
Got a nice vertical jump.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys were sleeping on Captain Red.
Remind me of the running back Eric Red.
I'm going Callie Mae because that name don't sound like it wins anything. So I'm going with the underdog right here. We will see y'all at Northwest Stadium Saturday when we take on the Eagles. This is Command Center. I'm your host, Brian Cooper Jr. here with Fred Smoot, Logan Paulson, and Santana Moss. We out.
Ain't they all underdogs?
Oh, good one.
They Corgis.
Command Center was filmed at Big Bear AI Command Center Studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.